Hey guys, welcome back. I'm back in LA and now my Black is Beautiful brew is done. My Imperial Oatmeal Stout that was done in collaboration with like a bunch of other breweries. I think there was like 900 or something, but Weathered Souls started the initiative, and you can watch the brew video and hear the whole spiel up here. This is going to be more of a standard review. And drinking beer. So, stats are, we were going for a 9.1% Imperial Stout. We hit 8.8%. So our original gravity was supposed to be 1.083. We hit 1.084. Our final gravity was supposed to be 1.014, and we hit 1.017. So not quite as attenuative as we had planned, that's where we lost our 0.3%. The malt bill, 12 pounds of two-row, 2 pounds of flaked oats, 1 pound of Baird's chocolate malt, 8 ounces of black patent malt, and 8 ounces of Breeze caramel malt, and 8 ounces of caramel 120. So I changed up the recipe that Weathered Souls put out. I actually saw 2 different recipes from them. I think maybe I got an early version and then a later version. So I went to the homebrew store, bought all the things from the early version, and it was like for a full-scale commercial brew, so I was just kind of like estimating what numbers I needed to hit, and then I came back and built my recipe off that, so it's different than like the official Black is Beautiful brew, but it turns out fine. We also added 1 pound of dextrose, hop bill, 1 ounce of Columbus in the 60-minute, 2 ounces of Cascade in the 20-minute, 2 ounces of Cascade in the 10-minute. And we added 6.7 grams of calcium chloride and 6.8 grams of gypsum to the mash. And we used RO water. And then we used White Labs California Ale yeast for the yeast. So I have this one on tap. Let's hope this works. That is an awesome head. I don't know what's going on with the small bubbles on top and the larger bubbles in the bottom, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so while this head settles, my CO2 is probably up a little high. So I don't know if you can see it, but the head is actually gorgeous, like what is the actual head and not just the CO2 bubbles. Below from my over-carbonated pour, but it's super dense, super thick, very tan, not white at all. It's kind of cream in the center, tan on the ring. It is a black beer. It's beautiful, it's thick, it's opaque. It's been sitting with the floating dip tube for a month, I think. So this is probably not going to clear out at all. Yeah. It's just really pretty. Okay, so aroma. I'm terrible at doing aroma and flavor profiles for stouts, so bear with me. It smells like chocolate to me. Chocolate and coffee. That's what I always get. That's all I'm probably ever going to get. So nice though. It's got a twinge of astringency, kind of like a black tea, a little sourness from that, but it smells very sweet. It's lovely. Man, I really like this beer. You can get a little bit of like the alcohol heat in the nose. You know, it's just like when you smell like vodka or something, you obviously feel the heat of the alcohol on it. Can we? So the head is super lasting. Obviously, I'm trying to drink this beer and it won't let me. There's some nice lacing happening, which is rad. There's a little bit of leg action happening because it's a higher alcohol. The aroma actually is, it's got a twinge, like you can smell the hops for sure. But it's pretty subtle. It's got like a subtle like stone fruitiness to the hops. Kind of like a plum. Plum is exactly what I would call it. It's like chocolate plum coffee. It's lovely. Okay, let's drink it. Man, that's a good beer. Shit. That's so good. Okay, this is legitimately my first like glass of it. I tasted it at like 7 in the morning right after drinking coffee just to make sure it wasn't poison. And I'm so impressed. It's a very, very bright stout. It's not heavy at all. It's honestly, it's perfect for summer. It's high alcohol, but it doesn't taste like it. It almost tastes, it reminds me of a black IPA actually. It's got like the floral notes, sweetness. This is my first sip and I'm already freaking out about it. I should probably drink a little bit more. You know what? The plum actually carries through to the taste. It's got like when you take a bite of a plum and you get the tartness from the skin and then the intense sweetness in the flesh. That is the best way I think I could possibly describe this beer. It's got a slight sour astringency, and then it just kind of opens up to lovely sweetness, a little dark chocolate, like in the finish. Like the aftertaste is as if I would have eaten a piece of dark chocolate. It's got that earthiness to it, a little bitterness, but not bitterness from hops. It's obviously bitterness from the chocolate malts and the black patent malts and everything. Man, this is going on the list, on the regular list, that's for sure. You know, I actually had to ask my husband to not drink the full keg before I reviewed it. So he's probably halfway through now, and I can see why. The body is pretty light, which the dextrose probably lightened up the body, dried it out a bit, but it's still pretty silky though, thanks to the oatmeal. The oatmeal really, I don't know, this is probably one of the best stouts I've ever had. And I don't drink a ton of stouts, mainly because, you know, they're either too heavy, too sweet. I like a nice, like, light, dry stout, which is what my Irish stout that I make all the time is. But this is, like, kind of along those lines, but way more complex. Just way more flavorful, I think. Like, compared to this, that Irish stout I make, it tastes like water. This, yeah. Don't you love when you make a beer that you're just like blown away by? This is why I brew. It's like a lot of the beers I make, I'm like, oh yeah, it tastes like it's supposed to be, or like, didn't really hit the mark. But occasionally you get a beer that just kind of like knocks your socks off, and like, I mean, Weathered Souls really like, I took their guidance, and like, thank God I did, because I would never have put dextrose in to like lighten up the body. like, I've never used black patent malt before. I really don't use chocolate malt at all. And it's, you know, it's just, and Columbus and Cascade are just such a perfect combination together, like in any beer. But they're so complementary and so fruity, and they work so well with the dark malt. I wouldn't have even thought to do that with an Imperial. Like an Imperial to me, it like brings to mind like heavy, like a old Rasputin kind of beer. And this is like day drinkable, and that's probably not a good thing. Man, I don't know what else I'm gonna say except for I'm gonna keep gushing over this beer. So I'm gonna sign off. You guys should make this beer. This is a good one. So look up here and do it. I promise you it's worth it. You're gonna blow your socks off. God. Well, thanks for watching. I gotta finish this and stop talking about it. Like and subscribe.